Janice, and for the next half hour, I'll be reading from the June 11th issue of the Buffalo Rocket on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. Jerome Salsa in the Park. Get ready to dance, connect, and celebrate summer at Jerome Salsa in the Park, Buffalo's welcoming outdoor salsa experience, held in the beautiful Delaware Park Rose Garden. Surrounded by vibrant blooms, fresh air, and natural beauty of one of Buffalo's most treasured landmarks, Jerome Salsa in the Park invites people of all ages to experience levels to come together for an evening of music, movement, and community. Whether you're a seasoned dancer, a curious beginner, single, coupled, young or old, young in heart, everyone is welcome. No partner is needed. Just bring your energy, a smile, and a willingness to have fun. Participants can enjoy beginner-friendly salsa dancing, a welcoming and inclusive atmosphere, opportunities to meet new people and make lasting friendships, great music in a beautiful outdoor setting. The fun experience, exercise, and unforgettable summer memories. Jerome Salsa in the Park is about more than dancing, says organizer Jerome Williams. It's about bringing people together, building community, enjoying the beauty of Buffalo's Olmsted parks, and creating moments that people will remember long after the music stops. The event offers a unique opportunity to enjoy the sunshine, connect with others, and experience the joy of salsa dancing in one of Western New York's most picturesque outdoor venues. Jerome Salsa in the Park premieres Monday, June 15th through July 27th at 6:30 p.m. Lesson 7 p.m. Social dance on Delaware Park Rose Garden, Buffalo. Costs $15. Bring comfortable clothing, water, and your dancing spirit. Join us this summer for good people, good music, good fun, and memories that will last a lifetime. For additional information and updates, follow Jerome Williams on social media or call 716-381-7963. Kearns calls on Purple Heart recipients to be honored. Erie County Clerk Michael P. Kearns will honor veterans that have been bestowed the Purple Heart by adding their names to the William J. Donovan Purple Heart Recipients Book of Merit. Kearns is encouraging veterans who were awarded the Purple Heart or their surviving family members to submit their requests to his office by August 1st in order to be added to the 2024 edition and be part of this year's ceremony. Purple Heart veterans or their families must complete a short application that can be obtained online at erie.gov/clerk/Purple Heart form or by email at salutes@erie.gov, as well as provide proof the award was awarded. Those with additional questions can call the Erie County Clerk's Office at 716-858-6787. I think it is important to honor the brave men and women who have served and sacrificed for our country. They deserve to be recognized, and I am pleased we can maintain a record of our local military heroes at the Erie County Clerk's Office, stated Kearns. Kearns established the William J. Donovan Purple Heart Recipients Book of Merit in 2018 and has committed to add to the book each year with new recipients, which is now in its 6th year. The book is named after Buffalo native and leading advocate for the Central Intelligence Agency, William J. Donovan. Donovan would receive 3 Purple Hearts during his service in the military and would go on to be the predecessor of the CIA during World War II. The complete volume of William J. Donovan Purple Heart Book of Merit is on display year-round at the Erie County Clerk's Office in Old County Hall, located at 92 Franklin Street, Buffalo. It presently holds 540 names of those honored with a Purple Heart from Erie County. The Purple Heart is the oldest military decoration awarded to members of the United States military who were wounded or killed while serving on or after April 5, 1917. Originally called the Badge of Military Merit, the Purple Heart was created by George Washington on August 7, 1782. In addition to receiving a Purple Heart-shaped award, the honoree's name and regiment were inscribed in a Book of Merit, which was lost after the Revolutionary War. And the award was largely forgotten until over 100 years later. Kearns will recognize the William J. Donovan Purple Heart recipients and honor all Purple Heart veterans during a ceremony on Wednesday, August 7th, which also serves as National Purple Heart Day annually. Complete ceremony details will be made available as the event date approaches. In addition to Old County Hall, will be Lift Up Purple, August 5th through 11th, in honor of Purple Heart Appreciation Day and in solemn recognition of all service members injured or killed in action. Ride for Roswell returns June 27th. There is still time to register for the summer tradition that paves the way for a future without cancer. On Saturday, June 27th, thousands of Western New Yorkers will gather at the University at Buffalo North Campus for this year's Ride for Roswell. For members of the Ride community, this event is more than a bike ride. It's a powerful way to stand with those facing cancer, while raising funds for cancer research and programs. The Ride community is incredible. From our fundraisers to our volunteers and community partners, each person plays a critical role in the continued success of the event, said Andrea Gregory, Ride for Roswell director. Their efforts are fueling change in the world of cancer care, and together we are truly making a difference for the cancer patients of today and tomorrow. Choosing your ride experience. Riders of all ages and abilities will come together to honor survivors, remember those we've lost, and support the life-saving work happening every day at Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Center. Some fundraisers ride 4 miles, 100 miles, or anywhere in between. This year, there is a new route through Niagara Falls State Park, providing participants with a rare opportunity to cycle over Goat Island. Many don't hop on a bike at all. Instead, they volunteer, donate, or cheer on riders. What unites everyone is a shared commitment to ending cancer. 30 plus years of impact. Since 1996, Ride for Roswell has raised more than $88 million to fund groundbreaking research, compassionate patient care, and innovative clinical trials right here in Buffalo. Every dollar stays local, helping Roswell Park doctors and scientists discover better treatments and bring hope to patients and families throughout our community and beyond. The efforts of our fundraisers have paved the way for dozens of breakthroughs, including the brain cancer vaccine, Cervax-M, the expansion of CAR T-cell therapy research, the construction of the Scott Beeler Clinical Science Center to expand access to care, Omnisec, a test to identify therapies that may be more effective for a patient's specific genomic makeup, Ride to $100 million. Now the next milestone is in reach because of our dedicated Ride community. $100 million by Ride for Roswell 2027. To reach $100 million by Ride Day 2027, the goal for 2026 is $6.6 million. Every rider, fundraiser, and donor plays a role in making that happen. Whether cancer has touched your family or you want to support a neighbor in need, Ride for Roswell is your chance to turn hope into action. Join the Ride community today and be a part of the event's most impactful chapter yet. Flutter down to the Buffalo and Erie County Botanical Gardens and immerse yourself in the winged world of butterflies right here in Buffalo. Step into our tropical orchard, which will be home to hundreds of live butterflies till July 19th. Get up close and personal with a kaleidoscope of butterflies for an unforgettable experience that you won't find anywhere else in Western New York. Plus, this year, join us for a live butterfly release on select Friday and Saturday mornings. Enjoy exclusive early access to our conservatory. Learn all about our butterfly friends and help them take flight. This personal encounter requires special tickets that can be purchased here. This summer, see the vibrant colors of butterfly species native to the U.S. like swallowtails, monarchs, painted ladies, red admirals, and so many more. Capture the magic of this special experience with selfies and photos of these beautiful creatures, all while learning about the important role that these pollinators play in our ecosystem along the way. The Buffalo and Erie County Botanical Gardens is a 501c3 not-for-profit organization with a mission to deepen the connection between people and plants through beautiful gardens and extraordinary experiences. You are listening to a reading of articles and features from the Buffalo Rocket on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. The Blotter, Felonies from D District. Defendant goes postal at Niagara Street McDonald's. North Buffalo, June 7th, 2026. Delaware Avenue. At 1995 Delaware Avenue, officers and Delta detective executed a search warrant signed by the Honorable Judge presiding. Officers recovered the evidence hereto, hundreds of rounds of various ammunition, and dozens of high-capacity magazines. June 6, 2026, Kenmore Avenue. Victim states defendant did strike her in the face, causing a laceration to her left cheek. June 5, 2026, Hurdle Avenue. Subject took miscellaneous items, value of $532 without permission, and passed all points of purchase. West Side, June 7th, 2026, Grant Street. Officers were dispatched to a person down call at the intersection of Grant Street and Amherst Street. The call was about a person possibly down in a black Buick sedan, a New York registered vehicle. Upon arrival of the scene, officers did observe vehicles stationary at the light facing northbound on Grant Street at Amherst Street. Officers did observe defendant sleeping in driver's seat. Officers did have to wake up defendant and did smell an odor of alcohol on defendant. When defendant did wake up, officers gave multiple commands to take hand out of pocket. When defendant did so, officers did then observe defendant dump out brown liquid from a little cup that smelled like alcohol. Officers did observe defendant to have slurred speech, glassy, droopy eyes, and a slowed motor function. Defendant was checked out on scene by AMR. Defendant did then perform the horizontal gaze nystagmus. Defendant did have nystagmus and lack of smooth pursuit, maximum deviation, and angle prior to 45 degrees. Defendant did not perform the walk and turn and one-leg stand because defendant stated that he was shot in the right leg and did have surgery on left leg. Defendant was then brought to AIU office. Patrol officer did administer DWI refusal warnings to the defendant. Defendant did refuse to give a breath test. June 5th, 2026, West Eagle Street. Defendant did strike victim multiple times with a monkey fist, which is rope with steel ball attached to it, causing serious damage to victim's right shoulder and the right side of his head. Victim was transported to ECMC via AMR for his injuries. Defendant was ID'd through photo array process. Riverside, June 7th, 2026, Herkimer Avenue. Defendant did enter victim's yard and break property, which did wake her from her sleep and scare her. June 6, 2026, Ontario Street. Defendant was arrested for multiple Buffalo warrants. Defendant did also have a glass crack pipe in his left front pants pocket and was recovered by patrol officer and submitted to lab. And June 6, 2026, defendant did extensionally expose the intimate parts of his body and commit a lewd act. Defendant did this in public in the aisles of Target. June 5th, 2026, Chaddock Avenue. Defendant was observed stopped at Riverside Deli operating a New York registered vehicle not bearing New York State registration plate. Vehicle was observed with tinted windows. When officers attempted to conduct traffic stop, defendant operating vehicle did make evasive turn away from officers. Officers did find that the registered owner of the vehicle was addressed to 101 Chaddock. Upon arriving to address, officers observed vehicle parked blocking sidewalk as well as partially in the street. Officers did then initiate a traffic stop. Upon approaching the vehicle, officers did see in plain view a green pill bottle with what looked to be white residue in the pill bottle. While looking for more possible pill bottles, another pill bottle containing possible Xanax prescribed to another person was recovered by patrol officers. Defendant was observed exiting the residence of 101 Chaddock Avenue. When officers apprehended defendant, another bottle of pills were recovered from the right pants pocket of defendant's pants. Bottle containing possible pill bottled oxidine, to which was recovered by patrol officer. June 6, 2026, Niagara Street. Defendant did enter McDonald's at 2156 Niagara Street and become irate at the wait time. The defendant did then throw a frozen beverage at the victim before grabbing the napkin holder and throwing that also at the victim, causing her to feel harassed, annoyed, and afraid of additional attacks from defendant. The suspect then fled from the scene in a postal truck. The incident was caught on camera and obtained by detectives. Seniority. Question: why don't we have a minimum Social Security benefit? Ask Rusty. Dear Rusty, I think we should have a Social Security baseline of $2,500 for each person. When I retire, my Social Security benefit will not be enough to survive. There are many of us who worked low-paying jobs all our lives because we raised families and only started saving later in life. Considering all the money our government wastes on other countries and welfare programs for people who have not worked, it seems unfair that they will not reward those of us who contributed to society all our lives. Signed, Needs More Social Security. Dear Needs More, for information, the concept of a minimum Social Security benefit is not new and indeed already exists, but it is one which few beneficiaries qualify for. The so-called special minimum benefit was meant to lift low-earning incomes above the poverty line, but less than 3,200 Social Security beneficiaries out of about 59 million retirees currently qualify. That's because Social Security's benefit formula turns out to be more generous because it is based on lifetime earnings or wages, while the special minimum benefit program is based on consumer prices. That causes the Social Security benefit formula to provide a higher Social Security benefit than is provided by the special minimum benefit option. In other words, people get a higher benefit because of their SS benefit is based upon their actual lifetime earnings versus an artificially created special minimum benefit. In short, the existing SS benefit formula usually provides more than the established special minimum benefit. The SS benefit program is based on each person's average monthly income over their lifetime. However, it is very important to understand that the program is also designed to provide a higher monthly benefit to those with a lower lifetime income. Thus, the percentage of replacement income for those with lower lifetime earnings is more than it is for those with higher lifetime earnings. Typically, a lower lifetime income person will get about 40% of their average pre-retirement monthly income as their Social Security benefit, whereas a higher income person will get about 20% or less of their pre-retirement monthly average income. In this way, Social Security is already a progressive program. But it's important to understand also that Social Security from its beginning was never meant to provide 100% of a person's income needs in retirement. Thus, each beneficiary should plan to supplement their retirement income in other ways, such as retirement savings, investment income, working longer, working part-time, etc. Having said that, it is also important to know that Social Security is a completely self-sustaining program and not dependent on general public funds, which would make it more susceptible to political shenanigans. Imagine giving re-election-seeking politicians easy access to Social Security's separately held resources. While it is certainly true that the government spends freely on welfare programs for those who have not worked, Social Security is not a program which is dependent on government largesse. Rather, it is a benefit which is earned by working and contributing to the program, which provides retirement benefits based upon each person's average lifetime work income. If you expect financial difficulties when you retire, I encourage you to visit this website sponsored by the National Council on Aging, www.benefitscheckup.org. Here you can enter your zip code and find many public programs which you might be eligible for where you live, including assistance with health care costs, housing, utilities, etc. You have been listening to a reading of articles and features from the June 11th issue of the Buffalo Rocket. We read from the Buffalo Rocket every Sunday at 8:30 a.m. Your reader has been Janice. Thank you for listening.
Good morning. Welcome to another broadcast day in the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service, a private not-for-profit organization. Radio Reading volunteers broadcast daily readings of newspapers, magazines, and books. They're applying to handicapped persons throughout Western New York and Southern Ontario's Niagara Peninsula. As always, please feel free to contact us with your comments, suggestions, or any questions you may have. And please stay with us and read about full news is coming up next.
The following program is intended for listeners who are blind, have low vision, or another print disability that makes reading